All right, and here's a look at the Walmart G1 reissue series. This is Optimus Prime. He does not come with his trailer. We'll touch more on that later on in the video. A lot of people are upset about that as he comes in, and I'm mentioning the box here is because he comes in the same size box as Hot Rod. Notable because this is the first time in a while we've seen this old school G1 box art versus some of the stuff we've seen on reissues in the past, at least according to, I don't have any of the reissues, so I'm kind of going on reporting on that one, but it's a nice little box. It's, like I said, same size as Hot Rod's, which is a little disconcerting for the fact that he's like 20 bucks more than Hot Rod. Now, at the same time I bought him, I got a Hot Rod for 10 bucks, so I feel like it evened out, but they are charging $49.97 at Walmart. Some people have found him mislabeled at $20 and have gotten Walmart to honor that price. And at 20 bucks, by all means, pick him up. I think 50 is too much. In the same way that I had some similar misgivings about Shockwave at the $50 price point, certainly no. I mean, like unless you just really need a G1 Optimus Prime in pristine condition, probably not worth that price. I did not have a G1 thing, and I kind of dig the bought only the packaging of just the truck mode, because most of the time the trailer in my collection, I display my stuff in robot mode. I wanted an Optimus Prime to go next to my reissue Starscream on my desk at work, and not having to store that trailer somewhere is a bonus for me, but I understand being upset that the whole kit isn't included with what they're charging for it. So fair enough. Like I said, and if you're not just a huge Optimus Prime fan or just really need one, wait for it to go in clearance. That's really my advice here. The robot itself, like I said, he's got all the die cast where he has always had die cast. So here on the chest and on the feet, and I think maybe even here in the legs, or at least some of this section under here, but that may be plastic, I don't know. But he's got rubber tires. I don't know if they're, again, I don't have an original to compare it to, so I can't tell you a lot of changes. I will say the silver stripes on the cab are all painted on, so no peeling stickers. That's a plus. He does still have the stickers. They still have these Autobot shiny Autobot logos going over rivets on the shoulders, so they don't look great. But yeah, he's got the shiny metallic stickers. Comes with a instruction booklet that reminiscent of the old school one, not pictures. It's drawings, not the old school photographs that you used to get. And it's on, the paper it's on is like the same kind of texture as the Siege figures or the Studio Series figures. It's a paper texture. It's not the shiny paper that we used to get the manuals printed on in the old school G1. But he comes with the robot himself and two different versions of his cannon, the smaller one with the smaller barrel and the thicker one. Personally, I prefer the thicker gun, but it's up to you. You can choose whichever one you want. This one also has a longer peg. But yeah, here he is as a truck, and he's just a square cab. You can open this up. You can store his fists inside there where the little Diaclone pilots could sit. His fists do have a little ridge on them to help him hold the guns without having to twist them. But yeah. And he transforms just as simply and the same way that G1 Prime always has. You bring his legs down, and they'll automatically kind of split themselves apart. Pull his feet up. Arms out to the side and bring him forward. And then flip his head up. He's got the yellow eyes. And there he is, mostly in robot mode. We got to put his hands on. Let's see, this one goes here. Little rounded nubs, just plug him in to his arms. And there is his complete robot mode. Now he's, again, one of the flaws of the old G1 was like, you put his arms straight, his forearms are super elongated. So it was always kind of good to have him hold his arms in kind of an angled pose so they didn't look quite as ridiculously long. But it's entirely up to you. I don't remember him having the ratchets there, but hey, you know what? It's been a long time since I played with a G1 Optimus. But yeah, so like I said, he can hold either gun. These extended tabs help him. So like again, on the old school, there was no extended bit on the fist. So if you wanted him to have it hold his gun, you had to put it in there sideways so the handle could clear. But with those extra extended bits, you can have him hold The smaller gun, that way, it's a lot easier with the larger gun because it has this extra bit of plastic here as well. So he holds the larger gun much more securely in his fist. So yeah, like I said, worth the asking price. I feel it's a lot much for Optimus without the cab, unless you just are desperate to have one. Kind of like I was. And also, again, got the hot rod cheap. Hot rod I'm not going to review. I've already reviewed a G1 hot rod. I mostly got the hot rod for archival purposes because I found one on clearance facing the right way. So I said, okay, I'm going to grab this. But yeah. Anyway, here he is with the new Siege Voyager. So you've got the oldest Prime and the most recent Prime together there. And you can just kind of, here's what we got in 1984. Here's what we got in 2018/2019 if you haven't found them yet. So, posability, like I said, no, his head doesn't turn. He does have some ratchets there at the arm, at the shoulder. He's got kind of a swivel hinge there at the elbow. Wrist swivels only because his fists plug in. No real leg articulation, and you can point the foot, but it doesn't help him stand at all. So yeah, he's going on my desk next to G1 Starscream. It's nice to have a representation of G1 Prime. And again, I get it if you want the trailer. Most of my trailers are being used as risers at the back of my shelves because I mostly display in robot mode. I get it why you'd want to have it, especially for the price they're charging for it. Personally, I'm not. It's nice to have an Optimus Prime without the trailer just for display purposes. It's way too expensive. One last thing to point out that I forgot to talk about in the video, he does have the longer smokestack, so that's kind of a bonus. If you have a trailer sitting around and you find this guy on clearance, might be a nice trailer, nice, pony up the row or spruce up the robot, put him on an old school trailer. You could do that. I may look for a cheap trailer for him. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, the red's nice. It's not quite as old school deep red. It's a little brighter than that, but it's not the weird pinkish color that some reissues have been. So yeah, like I said, it's a nice reproduction of G1 Prime. It's just, like I said, more expensive than it should be, I feel.